Hi, everybody.
Hello, I'm Ryan.
I'm Bethany.
And we are Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews.
And today we'll be talking about Things and Rings. This is designed by Peter C. Hayward. It is published by Allplay. But before we talk about Things and Rings, we just want to remind you to subscribe so you can see our videos as they come out. We do vlogs, we do top 10s, we do skits, we do reviews, we do it all. Make sure to subscribe.
All right, you guys, let me read you a little something to give you an idea about this game. In this game are many things which must be put in rings. Some things go in, some things go out. That's what this game is all about. The knower knows the secret rules, but thing cards give the finders tools. They seek to put each thing in place in a thing-slinging, string-ringing, rule-guessing race. Okay, so what's going on here is this is a Venn diagram style game.
Yeah.
If you are playing with 2 to 4 players, you can play it cooperatively, or if you're playing with any number of players, you can do it competitively. So what's going to happen is you either play in easy mode, hard mode, or easy, medium, or hard. That's how that works. One person is the knower. They know what each ring represents. And then everyone else has to figure that out. This uses something called inductive reasoning, where you are trying to basically determine how this works. Alright, so you can play with just one ring if you want to. Alright, so that ring can represent one of 3 different things. It can either be about the context of an item, so where you might find it in society, as you're out and about. Is this something that you might find commonly at a wedding, let's say, or is it something you might find in the woods or a forest or something? Okay, or your clue can be about an attribute of the thing itself. Is it made out of wood? Is it small? Is it whatever the case is?
Yeah.
And the third category is the word itself. Does it have 2 vowels next to each other like the word tree does? Or is it something like it's 7 letters long or more? Whatever the case is, those are the 3 different categories. The context of the word, where you might find it, the attribute, what it's about, and then the word itself, the actual letters and word. All right, so what's going to happen is you can play with just one ring and choose one of those categories, 2 rings and choose 2 of those categories, or the hard mode, 3 rings, and each one of those rings represents a different one of those things. All right, so if you're starting off with the competitive mode, each player is going to get a hand of cards. What they're trying to do is they're trying to lay down a card into one of these spots. It could be just the one ring where the 2 rings combine, or maybe where all 3 rings combined, or even outside of all 3 of the rings. It doesn't apply to any of these things, I don't think. All right, so then the knower, who actually does, in fact, know what the categories are for this round, they're going to either say, yes, that's good to go, in which case now you do not redraw your hand, and you have less cards in your hand.
Which is what you want.
That's ultimately the win condition. Yeah. You're trying to get rid of your hand of cards. Or if it is incorrect, they're going to move it to where it does belong, and then you have to redraw a new card into your hand. Or you play the cooperative version, which is quite simply the same thing, but you have a set number of rounds that you're trying to play, and you and the knower are trying to work together in a way to get rid of all the cards before the rounds run out. So that's generally how to play Things and Rings.
I think it's interesting, even when it's competitive, when you're the person who knows, the knower, you really are rooting for the players. You're not trying to trick up. You're not trying to, mess them up. You really want people to get this because it's so weird. You're rooting for them, especially in the 2-player game, obviously, because it's cooperative, you're rooting for them. But even when the other players are competing, when somebody gets it right, you're, excited for them. So I think that's really fun that as the knower, you really are just rooting for people to do well in this game.
Yeah, I mean, especially Bethany mentioned the cooperative version. That's especially true then. You actually start off with 10 cards in your hand, and based off the number of players, you're going to lay out some cards to kind of seed the board a little bit. So you get 10 cards. Let's say in a 2-player game, you're going to lay out 2 cards, and then the other remaining 8 cards determine how many rounds you have. Or if you're playing with maybe 4 players in the cooperative version, you're going to lay out 4 of your 10 cards wherever you think that's going to be the most helpful to help them kind of figure out what the things are. And then now you're going to have 6 rounds to figure everything out. So that's how the kind of cooperative version works. And again, you're just rooting for the players.
Yeah. And this game is extremely unique. And I do feel like, I'll get to my overall thoughts later, but I do feel like it pulled it off in this unique way. So it was a very unique game, I hadn't seen it before. I have not seen this game in any iteration before. So I thought that was well done to bring something like this to the table.
I like that these categories are, for the most part, objective. They are things that are clear yeses and nos. Does the word have 2 vowels in it? Is it 7 letters or more? Is it made out of wood? Or whatever the case is. There's a couple that kind of slid into subjectivity, but for the most part, almost all these categories did a really good job of being objective, so that way you didn't have,
the guessers can guess.
The guessers can guess accurately and not be like, oh, I don't know, because you were on the fence about this thing, or whatever the case is. So for the most part, that was a good job on their part. And as well as the cards themselves, the clues are varied over time and space, just tons of weird stuff, but they did a good job of making sure, kind of mixing that all up.
Okay, so we're here. Let me tell you something I learned about myself because of this game. I learned that I cannot do inductive reasoning. It's not a skill I have. I don't even know if it's one I can develop. It's just not there for me. And I was frustrated every time I played this game. I did not have fun when I played it because I was frustrated, and I felt really stupid the whole time that I was playing this because that is not a skill I have. That inductive reasoning is not something that I possess. So I did not have the one tool you need to play this game. Now, I could be the knower. Like, if Ryan wanted to play this game, I could be the knower, or the person who knows all this stuff, and that's how we could play. That's how I would be able to play this game. But oh my gosh, boy, did I not have fun with this. And it's not so much that I'm blaming the game. It's just you do have to have some skills in inductive reasoning to be able to play it, because if you don't, you're just going to feel like an idiot the entire time. Like, the entire time.
Whoa. Whoa. All right, so I disagree. Not that I disagree with her thoughts. I disagree with if the game is bad. It's just...
I didn't say bad.
You said horrible.
For me, it was a horrible experience.
I think that you just have to find the right players.
I'm not it.
I agree that this is a game that is not for everyone. It needs to be very clear, as we're obviously showing. But I really like that kind of weird, outside-the-box thinking, having to, like, test the waters. Yeah. What about this? Does that work? No? Okay. What about this? Okay, it does work, but why? I kind of like that level of just testing the water, seeing if a clue is right or not. And then there's kind of an aha moment where, yes, I get it. And also, there's sometimes you don't even really need to 100% figure out what the clue is in order to get rid of the cards. All you have to do is be in the right spot. So sometimes you might not have figured out fully what a clue is. You just know that things that are kind of in this arena seem to go over here. So I'm going to keep on putting things like that over there, even though I'm not sure exactly what the phrasing is or exactly what the clue is. But it seems to be working when I put them over in this circle, or whatever the case is. So you have to find the right players for this game, but it is incredibly quirky, very weird, very interesting. It's kind of a fun spectator game as well. If you have someone who likes that kind of stuff, if you're there not necessarily playing, they can still walk up to the table and be like, what's going on here? This just looks weird, a bunch of strings and rings and things. Oh, now, okay. Well, what if you tried it over there? You know, they can kind of spectate that way. The first time I played this with the Gamma Expo in 2020, I mean, it was this year. I can't remember when it was. But I remember thinking, there's something weird and special about this game that I don't see anywhere else. And I like that they're trying weird stuff over Allplay.
Yep, so that is our thoughts on Things in Rings. Everybody, thank you so much for watching it. Don't forget to subscribe so you can see our videos as they come out. Until then, you can find us in all of these places.
You guys, thanks for watching. We will see you next time.
Bye.
You guys, thanks so much for watching. This game was provided to us by a publisher in exchange for a fair and honest review.
And if you want to see more stuff, check out over here to see something we think you might like.
And over here, we think that YouTube has picked out a great video for you you're going to love. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye.